See this? This is my crown from Miss USA. Now, if I came in a room and I had this on, you would be like, girl, she is seriously living in the past. But you would notice, right? You would notice because there is a representation of what this is. Let's say that every one of these peaks represented something that's important to you in your life. What if it was like integrity, a loving family, your personality, service, whatever it is that makes up your personality. Would others be able to see it? If you walked in a room, would they be able to tell who you are by the presence that you carry? Is it evident? Is it clear of what you believe and who you are by the way you live your life, by the way you talk, by what you say and what you think, how you treat others? Just like this crown would be really easy for somebody to spot in a room because not everybody wears one, right? That would be kind of stupid. But this crown represented a lot during Miss USA. And it represented a lot of the traditions and the characteristics that come from a title like this. This is just a piece of, y'all, they're not real rhinestones, right? So the value in this has nothing to do with the monetary value. It has everything to do with what it stands for. And that's the same with us. What we stand for, what we believe, what we value, how we act and treat others is our worth. That's what's the important part. Not what we do for a living, not what we look like, not how much money we have or where we live. It's how we are and how we change others' lives by being our authentic self and being kind and loving. This is just a regular cork, but when I put it in the water, it floats. That's what it naturally does. It likes to stay on the surface, right? If I push my fingers down into it and hold it under, it will stay. But as soon as I let my hand go, it comes back to the surface. That is like resistance in our life. So what does that mean? When we have negative thoughts, when we have doubts, when we have fears, we're naturally pushing down our spirit. We're holding it under, resisting something that it naturally wants to do. So what you want to do is focus on being afloat. Focus on staying on top. How do you do that? You have to change your thoughts. If you're worried, if you're jealous, if you're angry, if you're pissed off, if you're constantly talking about things in the news or things that make you upset, you're holding that cork under. You're not allowing yourself the freedom and the happiness and the joy that you naturally have inside of you. So thoughts are a way of giving ourselves that freedom we want. Change your thoughts, change your life. This week, 2 years ago, I received the call from my doctor that I had cancer. And I immediately, as soon as I hung up, I immediately kind of had a conversation with myself. I am not going to be a person with cancer. I am whole and healthy. And so that started a trajectory of my thoughts the entire time, which is why I didn't go public when I had it, because I didn't want people to see me sick. I didn't want them to see me differently than I was. I got my wig before my hair fell out because I wanted to continue to feel like me. And every day I told myself, you are whole and healthy. You can do this. I blessed my medications. I blessed the chemo. I blessed my radiation. I was thankful for it. I was grateful for it. I thought about how many people in the world don't get to have this kind of treatment. So never was it a bad thing. I grew to severely love my medical team that took care of me and still does. And so I can look back, even though there were times that I remember it was incredibly painful and it was scary, I can overall look back and think this was a good experience for me. It was the first time in my life that I actually got to know myself, got to know my strengths, and got to know, where am I every day? Who am I and what am I creating? And I created in my thoughts a plan with God to heal my body. And so if I can heal myself through him of cancer, then I can do anything. So when I share these messages with y'all, it isn't just me saying some fluffy stuff. It's because I've lived it, I've walked it, I see how it works, and I want you to have that as well. I want to share this game that I play every day with the universe. It's just a way for me to know where my alignment is. So every day in the morning, I ask for certain things that I want to see during my day, just as a game. And it doesn't have to be anything major. Like today, I asked, show me owls and butterflies. And so it's just fun throughout the day as I'm going about life. I'm not looking for it, like I'm not searching to find it. I'm not looking them up on my phone. It's how do they arrive? How do they land on me in my life, in my day? You know, I remember one time I asked for, I think like a unicorn, and was out at a store and saw this little girl. She walked past me. She had a unicorn on her shirt. So it's things like that. But what that does is it reminds you of your creative powers, your powers that you're working with God. So when you say, show me today owls and butterflies, and that will remind me that you're always with me and that we're working together. Good morning. I want to talk about the power of writing, why that is so important. You know, sometimes when we start and we think about something and we say, we're going to think about this, we're going to think about it, we're focused on it, and all of a sudden our brain kind of goes that direction and that direction, and we think of something else, we get a little distracted, right? When you write, you're focused. Now, when you're writing, especially the first of the morning, before you ever get on your phone, before you ever start doing your day, write out what you want your day to be like, as if it's in the moment. So you would start writing like, I feel so good. My body feels so healthy and happy. I love my clothes. I love how they feel. I love how my car drives. You write everything in the present tense because your body and your brain are working together, and it doesn't know the difference between what you want in the future and what you want now. So speak of it now. I had a friend of mine say, oh, I haven't learned how to do this yet, but I will. And I said to her lovingly, you have to tell yourself you already know it, because your brain doesn't know the yet. If it's still in a yet phase, then it's still going to be something that hasn't happened. It hasn't come to you. It hasn't occurred yet. So when you write all the things that you want in the now, even if you don't have them. Write specifics. How do you feel? What does it smell like? What is the texture? What's the day like? Is it sunny? Where are you? What are you wearing? Write it in detail. When you get so scripted in your details, your body will create this imagination of what it is. And that is daydreaming. And that is another name for manifesting. That's how you bring everything you want to your life, by thinking and feeling it, and be sure to write it down.